Hello, everybody. I hope you had a wonderful weekend. And today we're going to do some of this final exam practice. So this is pulled directly from the final exam practice, which is on Blackboard under Unit 5. So I just wanted to go over a couple of these unit conversions just to make sure that we are refreshed on our basics. So zooming in here real quick, we have our lovely little metric unit timeline, and I just wanted to have this here for your reference. Right here in the middle, this little blue box, which I'm now turning purple, is our base unit, right? So this could be grams, or it could be liters, or another type of measurement, but either way, there will be no prefix with our base unit, right? So if we are moving to the right, we're going to hit our prefixes such as deci, down here deci, which is going to be 10 to the negative 1. And then we have centi, 10 to the negative 2. And then finally we hit milli, which is 10 to the negative 3. And how you get there from the base unit, if you are going to the right, would be, in this case, multiply by 10, multiply by another 10, so multiply by 100, or multiply by 1,000, right? So you're going from something that has bigger units of measurement over here to our smaller units of measurement over here. And that means that you will have to multiply, right? So if we are going the other way, if we are going to the left from our base unit, we hit deca, which is going to be 10 to the first power. We have hecto, which is 10 to the second power, and then we finally hit kilo, a very widely used chemistry prefix, and this is 10 to the third, or 1,000, right? And if we are going from our base unit in the middle here to the left, it means that we are getting bigger, right? The number needs to get bigger, but we'll actually get smaller because we're going to be dividing by 10, moving to the left, right? Divide by 10, divide by 100, divide by 1,000 from the base unit to get to kilo. So just a very good example. This is our metric unit timeline. Review it as you will. But we will use this to help us solve some of these problems, right? So I did change some of these numbers because you do already have the, the answer key to all of these. So I'm giving you more examples. We got 304.3 milligrams to kilograms here in our first example. So if I go back over to my timeline, I'm like, okay, hey, where is milli and where's kilo? Milli is going to be down here, bottom right corner. So I'm at 10 to the negative 3 right now, and I need to get to kilo, which is 10 to the third. So there's a couple ways that we could do this, right? The first is I take my number and I go, hey, 304.3, and I am going to be moving left on my unit timeline. And I'm moving left by 6 spaces, right? If you look back over here, we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we can just simply move our decimal to get our new answer, right? So this is milligrams. I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I will just fill in, right, my zeros in those places. So our answer ends up being 0.0003043 kilograms. Awesome. Fantastic. I love that. So another way that you could do this would be to literally use some stoichiometry to figure this out, right? Some cancellation. So I know that I have 304.3 milligrams, which is great. I want to get to kilograms, and to do this, it looks like I can pass through our base unit, right? So I'm going to pass through our base unit and use that as a way to kind of like be like, oh, I'm going to anchor myself here. I know what this conversion is. And then from the base unit, I'm going to push us into kilos, right? So to get from milligrams to grams, I'm going to multiply. I know that I want my milligrams to cancel, so I need to put milligrams on the bottom, right? I am going to assume that I have 1 gram. So I'm going to put 1 gram on the top because that's what I want. and my milligrams is on the bottom. Now the question is, how many milligrams are in a gram? If we come back over to our timeline and I see that milli is 10 to the negative 3, I think about that and I'm saying, oh, okay, so there are 1,000 milligrams per 1 gram. So on the bottom here, I'm going to put 1,000, right? Cool. So at this point, our milligrams will cancel out and I'm left with grams, which is our base unit. From grams, I'm going to turn us into kilograms, right? So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to say, hey, I want grams on the bottom so that these can cancel. And then I'm going to put kilograms on the top. Again, I'm going to assume I have 1 kilogram, and then I just have to figure out, hey, well, how many grams are in a kilogram? I come over here, I look, kilo, again up here, 10 to the third. So there will be 1,000 grams per 1 kilogram. So I put 1,000. Now from here, we can simply multiply our numerators, so it would just be 304.3 times 1 times 1, so 304.3, and then I will divide by 1,000 times 1,000. Big numbers, very big numbers, but at the end, we will end up getting the exact same answer we had above, which I'm going to need a little more space to write, right? It's going to be 0.0003043 kilograms. So there are 2 different ways to do this. You can choose either one. It doesn't matter to me, but why don't we go down to this one real quick? I'm going to do number 3 as well for you. So same kind of concept. We're going from kilo, which I know is 10 to the third, and we're trying to hit grams, which is our base unit. So I'll start out, I have 14.889 kilograms, and I'm going to use my multiplication for this one just so we can get in our practice, right? I have kilograms, so I know that kilograms has to go on the bottom. The question is, how many kilograms are in a gram? So I'm going to assume that my 1 gram is on the top, okay? I just like to put ones on the top. You don't have to, but I'm going to, right? From there, I'm going to go like, hey, how many kilograms in 1 gram? If kilo is 10 to the third, then there would be 0.001 kilograms per 1 gram. So I'm going to put a 0.001. Another way you could think about this is we are moving our decimal to the right? So let me whip out my calculator real quick. 14.889 divided by 0.001, and we're getting 14,889 grams, right? So we started with a bigger unit, and we needed to get to a smaller unit, which made our answer way bigger, right? Way bigger. Well, on the other hand, we went from, up here at 1, we went from a small unit to a larger unit, which made our answer get super small down here, right? So these are good examples of using